who doesn't necessarily have the tools to be a parent, but is sort of forced into it. I liked how unapologetic he was. A lot of times they try to make you be, you know, too perfect or too Berlanti said, I want you to be unapologetic with this dude in the beginning of this movie. It's okay. If you don't ever lose him, you can never get him back. You don't have to worry about people not liking you in this movie. And that's what I wanted to hear, because so oftentimes people are afraid to make you too unlikable in a movie, because then they think that nobody's going to, you know, there's a point of no return. So I love that he said that, and I just felt like, you know, a chance to work with Katie, who I think is great, which is always nice. And then, you know, there's quite a few things in the movie that we just sort of did, or I gave him ideas for, and he went for it. And that's another thing about Berlanti, is that, you know, oftentimes you can't, you know, either the director is unwilling to sort of stray from his idea, or he won't listen to ideas. Even my whole thing was just at least listen, and if you like it, great, and if not, it's okay. But just listen, because sometimes, you know, I do have a good idea once in a while. We did the scene when she was at dinner with Josh Lucas's character, and I was having dinner with the baby. I told him this doesn't, like, I don't even remember how it was written originally, but there was something about it that didn't jive. There was just two different perspectives on it. Like, one he was on a date, and the other one he was talking to. Who was he talking to? And I said, let's just make it. Let's just go through it and see if we can make it like a real date. What's gonna, you know, it'll come off as lonely and funny, and the kid will be sitting there eating a watermelon. So he came into my trailer. We just sat and we threw back and forth ideas, and that's the scene that we came out with. It was completely different than what was written, but a lot of times directors wouldn't be willing to do that, and you know, I love that he was open to that, because ultimately he just wanted to make the best movie. It's like, oh, there's humor, but there's also real tragedy in this movie, real sort of human experience that happens, and out of that comes a lot of the humor. And that's what Greg wanted to do. He wanted to make this, you know, the humor was going to come out of playing these scenes as real as we could, or it wasn't going to work. And I guess that would be maybe my perspective on it too. I don't know. I try not to let that be part of the way I think anyway. I just treat people the way I want to be treated, and that's it. Well, that may be true. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what studios think when they make decisions or not. They would never say, you know, no, you're too good, you're too this, you're too that. But my thinking has always been, you know, first of all, if it can help me get in the door, great. But ultimately, I'm going to have to be good, because there's, but doing movies, you get a chance, you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Unlike on a series, it just sort of keeps going until they decide to. So this time was something that I was fine with.